Papers, those are all done. We went on to our purple papers. Those are now retired as well. And we're moving on to Unit 1A, which is going to be green. Okay, do you guys know what a transformation is in math?
Yeah.
Yeah? You remember from 7th grade?
Yeah.
No.
What does it look like, Johnny?
It's like, wait, hold on. It's like where you you change to a new subject. Like transform.
Yeah, you're transforming something. You're definitely changing it into a new something. You're on the right track. I don't expect you guys to know right off the bat. We got a whole unit to get through. So the the main thing with this is that everything we're going to be doing is going to be on a graph. Okay, it's going to involve a lot of points, a lot of coordinates, a lot of movement of those points and coordinates. So we really, really, really need to be comfortable with just the basics of plotting points, right? That's why we had the warm-up that we did. Now, a lot of us are really, really good at plotting points. We know it like the back of our hand. We don't need a lesson about plotting points. We don't need practice. But practice is always beneficial in math. So we're going to start it off nice and simple since we have a minimum day. We only have 30 more minutes left. So we're going to blow through this real quick, and then we can do our Alex. It'll be really easy. So if I'm going to plot a point has two numbers in it, right? The first number is my x coordinate, and the second number is my y coordinate. That's why this point, whoa, why are we talking? Shouldn't be talking at all. Okay, I appreciate it. That's why a point is also called a coordinate pair. Right? How many things make up a pair? Two. Got a pair of shoes. Two shoes. Okay. Stop talking. I got a pair of pants. It's got two legs in it, right? That's a pair of pants. So if you and your, Boothang are a perfect pair because there's two of you. So a coordinate pair has two numbers, an x and a y. All right? Here's how we're going to do this. Again, this might be over explanation for some of us. That's fine. Some of us actually need it. We're going to start from the origin. What are the x and y coordinates of the origin? 0, 0. So we're going to start from the origin. And we're going to count right or left the same number of spaces as the first number in your coordinate pair, which, as we already know, is my x coordinate. How do I know if I'm going to go right or left? Yeah, Michaela? That's right. If the number is positive, what direction should I go? Positive? I'm going to go to the right. And if it's negative, I'm going to go to the left. If you ever forget, just look at the number line. Where are all my positive numbers? On the right or the left? They're on the right. So if my x value is positive 4, I'm going to go 4 spaces to the right. Okay? Then I'm going to count up or down. Sounds a lot like our slope that we've done. We're going to count up or down the same number of spaces as my second number, which, as we know, is our y coordinate. And again, how do I know whether I'm going to be going up or down? What do I look for?
Negative.
If it's positive or negative. If my y value is positive, am I going to go up or down for positive? You come, you said what? Up. If it's negative, I'm going to go down. Okay? Only after we finish step 2 are we going to make a dot in the new spot where we land. Just like when we're doing our slope. I got to rise up, run to the right, then I make my dot. 2 movements before we draw anything. Okay? So, if I look down here, my first point is 3, 5. What's my x coordinate for point A? 3. What's my y? 5. So, starting at the origin, right, in my very center spot, I'm going to go 3 spaces on the x-axis. My x-axis, if we remember, is this flat one going across. My y-axis is going straight up and down. So for this first point, I start at the origin, positive 3. Is that to the right or to the left?
Right.
Positive 3 is to the right. I'm not writing anything. I'm not drawing anything. I'm just hovering above. My y coordinate is 5. Should I go up 5 or down 5? Up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that I'm in this new position, that's where I'm going to make my dot, and I'm going to label it with the letter A. Labeling our points is going to be an integral, which means very, very important part of the work we do. Good morning, Javen. Thank you. I think I've got you over next to Muhammad in group 4 in that open spot. All right. Does that make sense how we got to point A? Yeah. Let's take a look at point B. What's my x coordinate in point B? Negative 2. What's my y coordinate? 7. All right. So I'm going to go back. I'm starting at the origin. Negative 2 on the x. Does that tell me I'm going to go left or right?
Left.
I'm going left 2. 1, 2. Haven't written anything. Haven't drawn anything. What direction am I going to go for this 7? I got to go up. It's positive. I'm going to go up. Negative 2. Positive 7. Boom. Label it B. Right? Is this making sense? Yeah, some of us are like, this is too easy. I already know this. I understand that. Everyone works at their own pace, though, so some of us need this, and that's fine. My next point, point C. What's my x coordinate for point C? 6. Does that 6 tell me I'm going to go to the left or to the right?
Right.
To the right. What's my y coordinate? Negative 5. Does that tell me I'm going up or down?
Down.
Down, because it's negative. So from the origin, I'm going to go 6 to the right. I'm going to go 5 down. I'm going to make my point C. Right? Am I going too fast? No? Perfect. Next point, D. I'm going to go negative 4 on the x. What direction is that? Left. I'm going to go negative 6 on the y. What direction is that? Down. So from the origin, I always originate or start at the origin. I'm going to go 4 to the left. I'm going to go 6 down. And I'm going to make a dot, labeling it D. You have to be labeling your points, just like the warm-up said. Now this next point is interesting. Point E. What's my x coordinate in point E? 0. Does that tell me I'm going to go left or right?
You're going up.
I'm not moving at all. If I'm going 0 spaces on the x-axis, I'm not moving at all. But I am going 8 on the y. So what direction is that going to take me?
Up.
It's going to take me up. 8 spaces up, and my dot is directly on the y-axis. Right? This is called a y-intercept, like we've talked about. My b value would be 0, 8. What if I have a negative y value? Where's that going to take me in that instance?
Down.
I'm going to go down. 0, negative 4. 0 spaces left and right. 4 spaces down. For point F, now G, we're kind of flipping it around. What's my x coordinate in G? 6. And what's my y? 0. So back to the origin I start. I go to positive 6 on the x. How many spaces up or down am I going to go? I'm going to go none. My y coordinate is 0. So I make my dot right there, this time on the x-axis, and I'll call that point G. Next we've got point H, negative 10, comma 0. Anytime I see a 0 as one of my numbers, I know that my dot's going to be somewhere on one of these lines. C and D and A and B are all kind of floating in these quadrants, but anytime I have a 0, I'm going to be locked on one of those lines. So for point H, negative 10, if I start at the origin, where's the first direction I'm going to go?
Down.
Left. Wait, you say left? No. Iona, you said left, right? What'd you say? Ooh, close. If this is an X, I got to go to the left first, -10. And then how many spaces am I going to go down? None. I just drop it right there. You always want to do the X movement first. If you ever forget which one to do first, just sing the alphabet. You'll hit X right before you hit Y. You're going to do your X movement first, and then your Y. Now this last point, what's my X coordinate for this last point? 0. What's my Y?
0.
So if I start at the origin, how many spaces am I moving left or right?
0.
None. How many spaces am I moving up or down? None. So I just plot my point right there. Point I. As we know, that point's my origin. Okay? Another thing we need to know about these graphs, quadrants. How many quadrants are there on this graph? Show me on your fingers real quick or on your hands. We got 5, 4, 3. Yeah, we got 4. Quad means 4, right? If you drive one of those quads out in like the forest, or I don't know where you drive those, dirt, right? It's because it's got 4 wheels. It's a quad. All right? If you're quadriplegic, that means you lost all 4 of your limbs and you can't walk or move your arms, right? So quad means 4. Which of these quadrants is quadrant 1? Let's see if you guys remember this. You definitely learned this in 7th grade. Point to where quadrant 1 would be. Top right, top left, bottom right, bottom left. I kind of got to go this way.
Top right. Top right. Top left. Top right.
Top right. So this is a little weird, right? Because typically you would think, oh, this is quadrant 1.
A positive goes first.
Double positive is my quadrant 1. When my X's and Y's are positive, that's quadrant 1. All right, so where's quadrant 2? Is it below it? Next to it? That's right. Johnny says it's next to it. Absolutely right. Quadrant 2 is up here in the top left.
Why are you writing Roman numbers?
Why am I writing Roman numbers? Great question. So when I'm... Why do we have Chromebooks out?
Because it's a quadriplegic.
Well, we just typically write quadrant numbers in Roman numerals. You could technically just write a big 1 and a big 2. I'm not going to care. But if we want to be technical, the quadrants look like this. Quadrant 3 is down here. You guys are writing this in your corners, right? This is part of the assignment later?
Yeah.
Okay. So then what's this bottom right one over here?
4.
Quadrant 4. Anyone know how to write 4 in Roman numerals?
Oh, 3 eyes.
3 I's is 3. IV is 4.
Oh yeah, like in Minecraft.
We're not going to get it like in Minecraft. Good. I'm glad Minecraft's being educational at least a little bit. That's awesome. We're not going to get into why Roman numerals are written the way they are. I'm not smart enough to explain that to anyone. Yeah, Rocky 4, Rocky IV, yeah. It's all over. I mean, you know, it's a pretty common thing.
Start to Alex.
All right?
Lola wants to start to Alex.
So if you ever forget which quadrant is which, what letter does the word quadrant start with? C.
Quadrant
Wait,
starts with Q.
Mr. Chirp.
Yeah.
What's that one thing called where you don't have like your arms or your legs?
Quadriplegic?
Disabled?
Yeah. So quadrant starts with the letter Q, right? But if we think that it starts with the letter C, that helps me understand where my quadrants go. Because when you write the letter C, you start up here in quadrant 1, you go over to quadrant 2, down to quadrant 3, and over to quadrant 4.
Wait, why is the circle don't go through? Wow, that makes sense.
Hmm?
The circle doesn't go through.
Okay, you're not listening to what I'm saying. That's why. If we think of quadrant like starting with the letter C, we obviously know it doesn't, but it sounds like C, right? Quadrant. If I draw a big letter C, that's the order of my quadrants. I start my C up here in 1. I move over to 2, over to 3, and over to 4. Okay? So that's one way that we can remember it. A lot of us typically forget. We think, oh, left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got to think a little bit backwards, right? All right.